What's good, everybody on YouTube? This is your boy Akil McLeod, and I'm a full-time eBay and Poshmark seller. And today I'm going to share 20 more items that sold on eBay in the month of February. eBay is definitely still my main platform. I sell on eBay and on Poshmark, and I do some local sales every once in a while on like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. But eBay is still where I make the most sales on a monthly basis. So because of that, I'm going to be implementing a new eBay coaching program just to help new and less experienced eBay sellers create more sales and just be more successful on eBay, because as you all know, eBay is a lot more difficult to use than Poshmark or Mercari. So I definitely think my skills and my just some of my expertise can definitely help you guys be more successful. So if you guys are interested in joining that program, shoot me an email at DapperAdvisor@gmail.com and I'll get back to you guys with more details as soon as possible. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So first off is this pair of Manifesto walking shoes, and these shoes were in pretty good condition. I know they look kind of rough in the photos, but the leather is just an actual, like, a very rough, stiff, worn look to the leather. So they were in really good condition, especially the bottom, as you guys can see from the overall condition. But I had these listed for 50 bucks. They sold for 40. I believe I paid maybe $6 or $7 for these shoes. And Manifesto shoes usually take a while to sell for me, but I always pick them up because they eventually do sell. So it doesn't necessarily fit my model in terms of selling within 30 days or less, but it usually does still sell. So if I get it for a good price, I'll always pick it up. Next is this Sony PlayStation 3 controller, and although PlayStation 3 is very old at this point, it's still people are still buying the controllers, they're still buying accessories. Regardless of how old a video game system is, people are still fans of these type of things. So this one is actually the more expensive one. I sold two of these controllers because I picked up two for $2, and the other one sold for, I believe, $18.99, and this one sold for $23.99. So what you want to do is look for in this section to be specific where it says B1. The one that's a B1 model is a little more money, and the one that's A1 usually sells between $16 and $18. So definitely be on the lookout for that anytime you're trying to source any of these PS3 controllers. Next up is this Barber Sweater, and this one was in amazing condition, practically brand new, and I picked this up for $5 or $6. I think it was $5.99. And anytime I pick up anything from the brand Barber, it usually sells very quickly for me. So I always pick it up, whether it's a shirt, sweaters, and especially their field jackets. Those are huge sellers for me as well. So be on the lookout for the brand Barber if you can see it, especially if it's in a larger size. Next up is this Kosori coffee warmer, and this is just something random that I found in the thrift one day. I think I paid $4 for this, and after checking the comps on eBay, they were selling anywhere between like $29 and $34. So I just priced mine right in the middle, and I just waited until the right buyer came, and it sold for 32 bucks. So be on the lookout for anything from Kosori. I believe they usually just do like coffee warmers and stuff like that, but if you can get it for a good price, definitely pick it up. Next is a pair of these Lululemon running shorts, and these shorts always sell well for me. If it's solid blue or solid black, I always price it around the $40 mark. Sometimes I might price it at $35 if it's a lot of those same shorts in the same size, and I just want to undercut the competition a little bit. But I was the only one with these particular shorts, so I just went ahead and asked for $40, and they sold within a week. And also, I forgot to mention, a lot of these items are offered fast and free shipping because I did not accept offers. So anytime you see anything that says fast and free shipping, that just meant I wasn't accepting offers. And I just basically built in the shipping cost in the asking price. Next is this Acris Punto dress, and this was one of those type of things that this is not in my like specialty at all. This is not in my expertise, but when I see something, I think I just developed an eye at this point. Like certain tags stick out to me, certain fabrics stick out to me. And just seeing this cut of this dress, I knew it was worth something. So I looked it up, and I was seeing them sell anywhere between like $30 to as much as like $120, depending on the style. So I priced mine at $70. This one ended up selling for $60, and I had a ton of watches on this, a ton of offers. Some were low balls as usual, but I just waited for the right buyer to come along, and I ended up spending, I think I paid $7 or $8 for this dress, so definitely a good flip overall. Next is this vintage Nike Metro Star soccer jersey, and this was featured in the video where I told you guys that I got an offer. Basically, if you guys didn't catch it, let me just give you a quick recap. So I had this listed at first for $49.99. The buyer came in at an offer of $35. I countered at $40, and then I went to his store just to see why was he so interested in this jersey. This person was actually selling this same exact jersey for like $80, but of course theirs were in really good condition. Mine had a few minor snags, as you guys can see from the photos. So after I realized that the seller sold this same jersey, he countered me again after I counted at 40. I believe he sent a counter for 35, and I went ahead and declined it. And then I changed the price to $69.99, and I wasn't accepting offers anymore. And then he went ahead and messaged me and asked why was I not accepting offers, why did I change the price? And I just went ahead and told him, hey, I saw that you're selling these same jerseys for more money, so why would I go ahead and sell you mine for half off? And this clown literally told me that it would look better in his store. So, I just blocked him and just carried on with my day, because although it was funny at the time, I just don't really have time for that type of stuff. So, like I said, blocked him, and this ended up selling for $70 to someone completely different. And that's just how I like to do business on eBay. Anytime, I notice somebody selling something a little more, I just raise my price and just wait for the right buyer. So you guys should definitely do the same. Next is this Polo Ralph Lauren quarter zip sweater, and I don't sell a ton of Ralph Lauren pieces unless it's in a big size or it's brand new with the tags. And this basically fit both of those things for me. Size XXL always sells well, and since it was brand new with the tags, I had to pick it up. And this was only $6, and I flipped it for $40 and $8 shipping. Next up is this super dope Pendleton shirt, definitely brand new without the tags. I really did like this shirt. I like the colorway a lot. Just was too big for me, so I had to sell it. But these Pendleton shirts always sell well for me. If it's a wool shirt, like a flannel, I usually would sell that for a little more money. Those sometimes I get up to $40 or $50. But since this one wasn't like a thick wool flannel shirt, I just went ahead and priced it at $35.99, and it took about 2 weeks for it to sell, so not a bad flip. Next is a pair of these Reebok Neon Harmony racers, and I had these in my inventory since the summertime, and I usually sell a lot of these workout pieces like running shoes and just outdoorsy stuff during the spring and summer, and since the season is changing, that's when these decided to finally sell. So I was just glad that it finally sold, because I had these since August or something like that. But didn't sell for much, only $29.99, but I only picked these up for $3 or $4, so not a bad flip. Next up is this Mizkan Maine plaid shirt, and I priced this one at $50, and once again I wasn't accepting any offers, and it sold the same day for $50, so I was definitely happy about this sale. Mizkan Maine is definitely one of my favorite brands to sell on eBay. Between Mizkan Maine and Untuckit, these always sell super fast, but as of right now, Mizkan Maine is becoming a little more popular than Untuckit. So when these do get in my inventory, they usually sell within a couple of days. Next is this Peter Millar Summer Comfort shirt, and I found a bunch of these shirts in the same thrift store one day. It was a few polos, and I'll share some more of them in this video. But Peter Millar, it's a pretty strong brand, but the summer comfort stuff usually sells a lot better. And this one was in a good size XL, which is pretty good. You can always sell a size small or a size medium. Those always do sell, but the larger sizes for some reason sell a lot faster. So I always gravitate towards those. And this one sold for my full asking price of $24.99, because as you can see, I wasn't accepting any offers on this item either. And here was the other one. This one wasn't in the same condition. This one had some minor snags on the back, but definitely no tears or anything like that. Nothing major, but I just wanted to let the buyer know exactly what they would be purchasing. So I went ahead and took a good photo of that. But in my opinion, this shirt was dope. This was better than the other one, so I didn't want to price it way too low. I still wanted to price it for the same $24.99, even though it had the snags, because shirts with prints usually do a lot better, especially if that person wants to, you know, stand out on the golf course. So definitely be on the lookout for these Peter Millar Summer Comfort shirts. And here's another one of those polos that I got from the same thrift store. All together, I think it was 8 polos, and the majority of them have sold already. And these Under Armour Heat Gear polo shirts, they always sell fast for me. This one sold for 22 bucks. And once again, was not accepting any offers. And that's eventually what's going to be my eBay store. I'm probably going to just price all my items without accepting any offers and see how that does for me. So far this month it worked out pretty good because I just priced my items really well and I had some really sought after pieces. So we'll see how long I keep up this no offer situation, but so far it's really working for me, so I suggest you guys go ahead and try doing the same thing. Next up is this Zegna or Zegna, whatever you want to call it, cashmere blazer. And I had this in my inventory for I think maybe 6 months. This was in one of my videos one of my very first videos that I put out in August. So I know I had this for a while now. So I got an offer for 80 bucks and I did not hesitate to accept it because I had it for such a long time and the season is changing. So I know my window for selling this is closing very quickly. So I went ahead and accepted that offer and I definitely made that buyer's day. So I just went ahead and shipped it out and everything was all good. And I did pay $8 for this blazer. So 8 into 80 plus shipping is not bad to me. Next is a Vince blazer that sold for $49.99. And as I'm looking at it, these photos probably could have been a little better, but it is what it is. Vince is definitely a very strong brand, so it ended up selling anyway. But for the most part, I would always suggest try taking photos with a whiter background. As you guys can see, it was pretty bright out, so it was a little yellow. But like I said, Vince is a strong brand, so it still sold for my full asking price of $49.99 plus $8 shipping. And once again, I paid $8 for this blazer. Next is a pair of Todds leather lace ups, and these shoes weren't in the best condition. I remember only paying about $5 for these, but Todds always sell well for me, so I still had to pick it up. But overall, there was a lot of creasing, and as you guys can see, there were some scratches and scuffs. But that did not stop it from selling. These ended up selling for 40 bucks plus $13 shipping, and I managed to put it in a padded flat rate envelope. So I made a couple bucks off of shipping as well. So this was definitely just a good flip for me. But if you guys see any shoes by Todds, I suggest you price it a little higher than I did because the one I had, the condition just wasn't that good. But most of the time, Todds usually sell for about 70, sometimes as much as 100 bucks depending on the condition. And last but certainly not least, the sale of the day is this pair of Gucci loafers. Now, I had these priced for $449, and I ended up accepting an offer for $379. Now, I took off a lot of money, but to be honest, I priced these shoes on the higher end because I knew I would end up accepting an offer. And after checking the comps, a lot of Gucci shoes, especially any shoes similar to this, was selling for about $200 to as much as $300, but nothing over that $400 mark. And when I first got these shoes, I had these listed in a thrift haul video. So if you guys didn't catch that one, I'll put that one in the description and in the card so you can check that out. But I got this from a Buffalo Exchange for 60 bucks, and just a good flip for me. Getting it for 60 bucks and flipping it to $379, that's a really good day for me. So this was the sale of the day, and as you guys know, Gucci is definitely in a lot of hot water right now when it comes to their business. So I didn't even want to have it in my closet or in my inventory for too much longer. So that's another reason why I just wanted to sell it quick and make that money. And like I said, I'm just happy that it sold for $379 bucks. Alright, y'all, that's all I have for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to join my new eBay coaching program, shoot me an email at DapperAdvisor.com and I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.